Hello everyone, welcome to I Jump Instead and welcome to this 30-minute lower body strength routine on a rebounder. I'm Trophy Steffi, thank you so much for being here with me today, and I'm going to be jumping on my Cellar Sizer Spring Rebounder. So we're going to get started with a 5-minute warm-up, then we're going to do 10 full minutes of squatted steps. This is very strengthening for the lower body and for the glutes, and we're going to collect up some steps while we're at it. Then we're going to lay down on our rebounder. We're not going to bounce and lay. We're just going to lay down with our legs and arms elevated, and we're going to work on our flexibility and strength. And I have a towel and a pillow close by because I'm going to lay on my towel and I'm going to have my pillow under my head. And I recommend both of those, but they are optional. Then we're going to finish off this class with 5 minutes of bridge pose. So we're going to still be laying down. We're going to have our feet on the ground, and we're going to target the backs of the legs and the glutes for bridge pose. And what's really unique about bridge pose while we're laying down on a rebounder is that underneath our back is a flexible surface, so we can bring bridge pose to motion. It's so powerful and life-changing. Are you ready for this 30-minute lower body routine? Let's get it started. Starting with health bounce, let's put our feet into a wide stance, toes slightly wide, chest up, chin level, teeth closed, we nose breathe for maximum results. Let's open up our shoulder and let's go ahead and put our hands on the bar, lifting through the spine. Let's relax the eyes and let's get the cells in the body pumping and activating. Let's stand up just a little bit taller. I really want you to reach upwards, get a little longer in that spine, open it up. Let's pull the shoulders down just a little bit more, reaching the neck nice and long. 3, 2, 1. I want you to bring the bounce down, and now I want you to bring the chin to the chest and rotate the head side to side slowly. Go at the pace you desire. Feel into the stretching. Feel into your neck. Feel into the back of the neck, the jawline, the shoulders, the chest. Getting in there and allowing the bounce to take your flexibility to the next level. That's what we're doing. We're connecting to stretching while bouncing. So let that tug take you further. Really connect to the length through your jawline. Three, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and look into a 90-degree angle. And I want you to really stand tall here, looking over one shoulder. Reach the other arm out so it's in a full extension. I want you to open the palm. I want you to wiggle the fingers. Keep tall here, looking directly over that shoulder. And I want you to now bring your palm down and up, stretching through the wrist and forearm. Bring it down and up again. And now twist through the full arm, and I really want you to lengthen. Feel the stretch through the forearm, through the elbow, all the way up into the tricep and bicep, into the shoulder. 3, 2, and 1. Switch sides. Look over the other shoulder, standing tall. I want you to extend the other arm, open the palm, wiggle the fingers, feel into the hand. Now bring the palm down, stretch through the wrist. Bring the palm up, down, and up. Twist through that arm, and I want you to really reach, feeling nice and tall in your spine. Twist again. 3, 2, and 1. Let's do shoulder rotations forward, big circles, and I want you to feel the chest open and the upper back open and connect to that full range of motion. Let's go ahead and do backwards rotations. Keep the eyes relaxed, core is engaged, still bouncing, allowing that bounce to take your stretch to the next level. So pause if you need to, just feel into your flexibility capacity. 3, 2, 1, and let's do back twisting where we just go into our furthest position and then slowly come out and twist to the other side. Feel the mobility, the range of motion, the flexibility improving. Progress it. Go a little bit deeper. Three, 2, and 1. I want you to do a little butt kick with me. So lift the heel one at a time, mid bounce, stretch those quads. Let's activate. And I also want you to feel the squeeze between the calf and the hamstring. So squeeze the back of the leg, feeling the length in the front of the leg. Stretching through the knees. See if you can kick just a little higher behind you, feeling up into the hip. Great job. 3, 2, and 1. Next up is squatted steps for 10 full minutes. So I want you to lift through the spine, bend the knees, and begin stepping. So there are 3 ways to do it. And you can do all 3 throughout the 10 minutes. You can have your feet fully connected to the mat the whole time. You could have a partial lift. Your heels are kind of lifting, the top of your feet are connected, or you can lift fully off the mat. It's up to you. All 3 forms are very effective for strengthening the legs. You might just notice which you prefer in this moment, and it might change every time you do this routine. So let's connect to a full foot contact with the mat. So at least with every step, you feel the full foot landing in order to connect you to the fronts of your legs and the backs of your legs in the activation. Can you connect to that? With the heels, can you feel the glutes connect a little bit more? See if you can target your glute activation just by pressing a little deeper into the heels. And now I want you to also explore the pace of your walking. You might slow it down, which can be both easier or harder, depending, because you could be pushing harder if you slow down, or you could be standing up taller. It's up to you. You could also walk a little faster. You could even bring it up to a jog or even a run. But you wouldn't necessarily need to do the 10-minute full run. You might want to do some breaks or intervals, but this is your opportunity to collect up steps and to get the legs activated. Let's bring our toes out into a wider stance. We have our hands on the bar, and we are connecting here to the inner thighs, the outer thighs, full foot contact into the mat, nose breathing. So the goal here is to be elevating the heart rate, but to have a happy heart rate so we can continue breathing through the nose. So if the legs begin to burn too much, just stand up a little taller or slow down your pace. Are your shoulders open? Keep your shoulders open, chin is level. See if you can bring your toes to even a wider stance. Hands on or off the bar, it's up to you. Just focus on maximum safety here, connecting and targeting to the thigh muscles. You really want to be feeling into the legs, feeling your knees, modifying your position as needed. Let's bring the toes inward. Let's try this position here. Make sure the heels are still getting a nice dig into the mat, just like the top half of the feet. Connect to the flexibility of this position, the strength and flexibility combo. You might step forward and back a little bit on the mat. There's an opportunity here to just have fun, explore, and you might even take your hands off the bar. Just collecting up those steps, feeling good in our heart. You might be feeling just a little bit challenged. You might not be. If you're not and you're looking for more of a challenge, just speed it up a little bit. Bend your knees a little bit more. Now let's bring our feet to a hip width stance. Connect to that. Spine is lengthened, even though the knees are bent. So Standing up tall through the spine alone, from the hips through the shoulders. Nice and long there. Shoulders are open. So feet are hip width, toes forward. And now we could migrate into feet close together. And we're still just stepping. And we're feeling the heels connect. Nose breathing. You might notice a little wag in the glutes, just because we're pushing into our flat feet. I want you to do a core check. So touch the core muscles and firm them up a little bit for me. I want you to have a nice firm core as the shoulders and eyes are relaxed. Sink into that bounce a little bit more, the bounce of your rebounder flexibility. Now I want you to switch positions into the lunge position. So this is going to target into the glutes a little bit more. I want you to feel the glutes and actually focus on the glutes. So both heels you're connected to. Feet are still flat against the mat, whether we're lifting or not. And then the heel, 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 glute, 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 glute. Let's focus on that. In my opinion, this 10-minute stepping segment could easily replace an outdoor jog, a hike outside. And I'm not saying to not do those things, but if you ever were challenged by the weather or by, your timing, your schedule, get on your rebounder and step. Put on your songs. Enjoy the motion of symmetry in your feet pressing. Connection to your muscles. Let's stay in this lunge position and let's bring our toes to a wider stance. And I want you to continue with good upper body posture, firm core, shoulders open, teeth closed. How does that back inner thigh feel with every step? Connect to that. Now let's bring the toes inward as the feet are still in that staggered position. Core is firm. You're doing great. How do those glutes feel? How does that front leg glute feel? How does the back leg glute feel? Good. Make them balanced. Connect to both. Let's go ahead and switch to the other lunge position, and let's just keep our toes forward, core engaged, shoulders open, breathing through the nose. Heel, 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 heel. Whatever pace you're going at, it's a good pace. You might try slowing it down. See if you can push a little harder. Connect to that because that's very powerful. If one leg starts to activate way more than the other, you just need to shift your weight so both legs are activating equally. Now I want you to bring your toes to a wider stance. So now you're connecting to different muscles, a different ratio of activation in the glutes, in the thighs. How does that back leg glute feel? How does the front leg inner thigh feel with every step? Be present in the activation. Now let's bring the toes inward. Good. Slow it down. Be more precise with your pressing. Excellent. Now, let's go ahead and get ourselves back into the wide stance, and let's work our way in and work our way out, and in and out, and in and out. And now let's do one step in and one step out, just like that. I want every single step to count. Feel it and connect to it. We got 1 more minute. Can you squat a little deeper? Can you stand up a little taller through the spine? Connecting to good posture. It's almost time to lay down, and we're going to work on our flexibility and strength while the legs are inverted. So powerful. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead. Let's health bounce just for 10 seconds, and then we can lay down. We need to release some of that tension. 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and lay down. So I'm going to lay out my towel. I'm going to rotate that, and then my pillow goes right under my head. Here we go, starting with jitterbug. I want your head nice and comfortable, your back square onto the center of the resistance mat, legs straight up in the air, arms up in the air, and shake out the legs and arms for jitterbug, 30 seconds. I want you to have your teeth closed right now, once and for all. Just keep them closed, eyes relaxed, and just feel. Look at your own body, connect one body part at a time. You might just be paying attention to your wrists, and then pay attention to your elbows, and then pay attention to your shoulders. Pay attention to your knees, your calves, your thighs, your ankles, your feet, your toes. 3, 2, and 1. Let's reach our arms straight up in the air. Point the toes. I want you to flex the legs, squeezing the arms just a little bit. So we're just straight up, a little bit of a flex. And now I want you to bring your toes back for a foot flex. I also want you to bring your palms back. Now let's point the toes and bring the palms all the way forward. Okay? So we're just going to go back and forth. We're going to go back with a feet flex, palms up, and then palms forward all the way to feet pointed, okay? So now we also have the opportunity to lift our head. So be in the point flex rotation, just at your own pace. And now I want you to lift your head off your pillow, and this is gonna strengthen the upper spine and the front of the neck, all the surrounding muscles there. And then at your pace, I want you to bring your head down when you need a rest, and bring your head up when you're ready for action. So you're going to be in intervals in your head lift throughout this entire 10 minutes, okay? 3, 2, and 1. Let's go ahead and reach the arms and legs up again and do little scissors here. So just forward and back kicks, and now lifting through the head and the neck. This is about the core, and you can firm up the core muscles, but I do want you to be really feeling the strengthening in your neck, the back of your spine and neck. It's really powerful for the strength that you need in your neck. And then just bring your head down when you need that break. So this is right here is excellent. It's excellent for hip mobility. It's excellent because we are inverted. We're getting so much circulation. If you want to burn fat, you want to build muscle, you need to have excellent blood flow and nourishment into the legs, into the arms, and we're accomplishing that right now. We're bringing this inversion to motion, and we're connecting to our head strength, our neck strength. 3, 2, 1. Let's do crisscross here, both reaching through the arms and through the legs, pointing through the toes, nose breathing, and then a little bit of a flex in the legs if you desire, just to connect to a little bit more of an isometric squeeze into the thighs. and go at your own pace. You will feel your glutes activating, your hips. Next up, we're gonna do knee and elbow bends, and we're gonna squeeze and straighten. 3, 2, and 1. So bend the elbows, squeeze, and bend the knees and squeeze, and then reach. So we're gonna do both at a time. Bring it down for a squeeze and a reach. And then the head and neck are lifting and releasing in intervals according to your strength today. So when you squeeze the upper arms, I want you to feel the biceps just pushing into your forearms the best you can. And with the legs, I want you to squeeze your calves into your hamstrings, good, and then straighten them up with a nice flex and reach. Squeeze and reach. 20 more seconds. Three, 2, and 1. Next up, we're gonna open the legs for a little bit of an inner thigh stretch and squeeze, and I want you to point the toes, and I want you to reach the arms and be in your flexibility. We're inverted still, and we're feeling the stretch. You might even just allow for a little bit more of a stretch through the inner thighs if you can let your legs hang a little heavier. And I want you to be lifting your head in intervals. Connect to the length. Feel the stretching happening right now into your biceps. You need longer biceps if you want bigger biceps. Reach. You need longer inner thighs if you want to tighten and tone up those inner thighs. Let them get longer. Let them lengthen. Let's go ahead and take our hands and push our legs up so they're straight up, okay? Now I want you to take the next minute to stretch into the hamstrings. So you might pull the legs towards you from the calves. You might reach up to the feet. It's up to you. Use the flexible surface behind your back. You might want to roll a little bit. You might rotate a little bit to the sides. I really want you to connect to your deep flexibility opportunity here. Progress. Progressive overload is a term that's used a lot in fitness, and with flexibility, it works here too. We want to progress, and we want to connect to our deepest flexibility. That can be just as challenging as connecting to our strength, our maximum strength. So I want you to pull the toes towards your head, okay? You feel that? The longer your calves get, the more developed your whole backs of your legs can become. You need to open up your calves. And so pulling those toes towards you, flexing the feet, is gonna help you stretch out those calves, and they're inverted. Awesome job. 3, 2, 1. Legs and arms straight up. Let's do ankle and wrist rotations. And I really want you to dig into those wrists, bring them all the way down. Big rotations through the ankles, and you can lift your head if you desire. Keeping up with those intervals, just scoop with those ankles and with those wrists. And now let's rotate in the other direction. You can slow it down. You can open the palms in your little reaches here. 3, 2, 1. Now spread those hands wide, spread those toes wide, maximum circulation. Let's do it. Open those palms more. Open those toes more. Good. Nose breathing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Shake it out for jitterbug. You can relax your head and neck this time around. Unless you're feeling frisky and you want to keep lifting your head, it's up to you. Let it go, let it go. Healing these joints. We need strong joints if we want strong muscles. Take this opportunity to connect to that strength that we need that goes beyond the muscles. It goes into the fascia and the tendons and the ligaments. You might wag your knees in and out. just a different kind of stretching and releasing. We're gonna get into bridge pose next. So powerful. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Legs down. If you're a shorty and you have short legs, you might need to have your feet up on the rim of the rebounder. So once you get your feet planted flat on the ground, I want you to lift the glutes through, and I want you to focus first on the hamstrings. So in order to do that, you need to push your feet down into the ground. This could present to you a desire to shift your feet position in order to have maximum comfort in your knees. So find that position in your knees to your ankles, to your hips, and then once you get square and get prepared for this move, I want you to push the feet down, okay? This is the hamstring activation of all time. Now, pump a little bit. Just bring this bridge pose to motion, okay? Let there be motion in your isometric squeeze in your hamstrings. Relax your shoulders. So the muscles are kind of contracting and flexing with the motion, and then you are automatically pushing down, which is targeting and activating those muscles. So we're bringing more circulation. We're bringing more flexibility. And if there's any more adjustments that need to be made with where your feet are placed, move them around. Just find that perfect position. And there might be many positions you want to explore, because ultimately we could have our feet wide, we could have our feet together. Some positions will be awkward, some won't be. Some will be like, ooh, this is strengthening. And then talk about the opportunity to get really sculpted glutes if we want to be, and hamstrings, because there's a position that we're going to get into next that really focuses on the glutes, but let's just focus on the hamstrings now. Push through the feet, push down, straight down, connect to those hamstrings. Excellent. Now again, just relax those shoulders, okay? That's the perfect form here. Just calm eyes, calm breath, calm shoulders, pushing through the feet. And feel free to explore different feet positions. Let's take a break here. Let's bring the glutes down. Let's bring the feet a little bit closer to our bodies, like bringing them closer to your glutes, right? Let's get into the bridge pose again, but this time we're gonna focus on the glute thrust. So squeezing the glute muscles and thrusting them forward with a squeeze hold, and then of course, what happens if you bring it to life by gently bouncing? You might notice like contraction, squeezes with every single little bounce, connecting to certain muscles. You might touch your glutes, see which muscles are firmed up right now. And then if you switch up a position a little bit in your feet, connect still to the glute squeeze, thrust, hold, as opposed to the feet pushing down. Separate the two for now, because you really could do both, but you want to feel them each for what they really, truly feel like. So connect to that, and then I always need to remember to relax my shoulders. So touch the ceiling with your hips, pushing your hips forward, feeling those glutes in 100% activation with just a little bit of motion brought to it, because we are on a resistance mat. And now let's take a moment to connect to both the hip thrust and the hamstring isometric squeeze by pushing down. Let's combine the two and then also relax the shoulders. 30 more seconds here. And as always, you can take a break anytime. This is very, very powerful. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's relax here and let's shimmy our body so we can, again, elevate our legs. And let's go ahead and bring our hands to our ears and pull on the ears. Just open and pull them. 3, 2, 1. Take your tongue and drag your tongue in 2 circles through your gums in each direction. Take a moment to put your palm against the tip of your nose, push in gently, and rub and rotate your nose in circles in both directions. Open up the nasal cavity, just create more flexibility. Open up your mouth and jaw as wide as you can for 5 full seconds. Take a moment to draw in the pelvic floor and connect and be with your pelvic floor. 10 seconds. And let's finish off class with a full relaxation throughout the body, the forehead, the eyes, the shoulders, the legs. I want you to slowly inhale through the nose and then exhale with one long, relaxed hum. Here we go. Three, 2, and 1. Part of maximum strength is recovery, and leg inversion is excellent for lower body recovery. If you're doing leg day, do some leg inversion. Highly recommend it. It's easier on a rebounder because we're sitting on a platform above the ground, and I personally don't want to have to lay on the carpet and put my legs up against a wall just to accomplish leg inversion. I can do it on my rebounder, so can you. I highly recommend it. Thank you so much for being here with me today. I hope you had an amazing experience of strengthening your lower body. And if you liked the routine, please give me a like. I want you to comment below and give me your feedback. Tell me how powerful this routine was. I want to hear it. Thank you for being here, and subscribe to our YouTube channel if you haven't already. If you're interested in more vigorous routines from My Jump Instead, we do have a membership. It is in the join button right here on YouTube for only $24.99 a month. We drop 5 brand new routines every single week in that membership. And we drop them all on Sunday night. And then you can explore all the routines throughout the week as you desire. And then 5 more routines drop on Sunday. It's an excellent value with incredible workouts from My Jump Instead. Take care. I'll see you in the next one. Bye-bye.